Oh, man. Good morning, folks. My eyes are burning like unbelievable. Tired. We got the studio microphone on. I just got back from town for the get rid of all the feed bags. Got to go back and get feed. The feed was buried at Joey's. Got an email from somebody that's having a YouTube problem. That actually Vicky uh, told him to get in touch with us. I just did some quick research, and there's a petition that was killing his channel, um, and he's having a hard time. But there's some questionable things about him. Hello, Inga. I just did a bunch. I would have started this stream earlier, but I got this interesting email, and anyways, I researched him, and there's this movement trying to get rid of him, but he's doing something that that is pretty nasty. It's that I've watched videos on it before about jiggers, in Africa that bury into the hands and the feet, and they get them out. But there are people that are alleging, you never know, but there are people alleging that he's fraudulent, that all the money he raises doesn't go. Well, the way they're wording it is that they feel he is not transparent. So, so, and they've posted some videos that are, well, I'm sort of wondering where all the money's going myself, actually. Um, People don't understand this. You want to, especially, like you get creators in Africa. There's been so much controversy over the years with what is it? What is that one? What is that one where the king used to get a hold of you and they want to send you $50 million? Liberia? No. What was that? I can't remember that country. They used to always get the emails, and it'd be like, if you just send us your personal information and $5,000, we can transfer this $25 million fund from the king to you. Nigeria. Thank you. Liberia. I got it pretty close to the Berea part. Anyways, so this guy has been doing this on YouTube, and he sent me the email. He had 2 strikes, but he officially has 3 now because he's gone. His channel is completely being terminated. Told him, he's got a Patreon channel. I told him to start a Twitter campaign, for Team YouTube. Well, if you disappear, Inga, you can come back and finish this dialogue that I'm doing here. But the search results come up with a lot of negative stuff about him. So I don't know what I always I like the underdog. I'm always there to help the underdog. And but when the underdog has got so much people, so many people out there, and like when you Google his name, there's like even a change.org about all the money that's missing. It's like like I understand like in Africa, because my grandfather he built schools in Africa, and I've been in third world countries. I know how barbaric it can be in the back areas, and they don't have all the medical facilities. And like some of the people, like the Change.org petition is actually pretty ridiculous. It they're going on and on about they don't have the medical history about the people, and they have just the basic peroxide, and they're going on and on. You could tell they're first world people sitting there whining about the backwoods of Africa, and that how it just doesn't seem right. Like that's the part about it that I didn't like about their little bashing, is that they don't know what it's like to be in the back jungles where there's nothing, and but they're sitting there typing this stuff. It's like I'll post the petition to you to chat so you can see what I'm talking about here. Let me just open this up here. Bear with me, folks, because this just got dropped in my lap this morning, and I'm sort of curious on it because I'm like, I'm wondering, but in the same token, I'm a little apprehensive. But I told the guy, do the Team YouTube. I'm not going to crucify him. I don't know if he's guilty or innocent, but that's the link to the petition. But if you Google him, you can find out like he does do he does do this, but the thing is you know he's not very transparent on the money he's collecting. You know, he's collecting this money, but he's not showing it being spent, and that's what people are wondering. You know, where I don't do that. See, that's the secret here, is that. And I cannot be accused of any of this kind of stuff because I show the invoices, I copy them and put them up. You know, um, is the petition closed? Yeah, but you can still read it, Vista. That's the point I'm trying to get across. I don't want you signing it. I don't want you signing it, woman. I just wanted you to read it so you could see what was dropped in my lap for my coffee reading this morning after I got back from the garbage run. Nothing else. I wouldn't sign it because I don't know the deals. Okay, don't sign it. I don't want you to sign it. I shouldn't have shared it to you because everybody's thinking I want you to start pounding on this. I'm just sharing with you what I've discovered here, and I've looked at some videos of what he does, and he does do it. Like he does, like these jiggers are gross. Like I can only watch a little bit of them. It's like that vet gamba thing there where he takes out the maggots out of the skin of the dogs. You know, like that. Well, that one I can watch, but out of the human one, ooh, it's just too much. It's like it's hard watching it. But there are people in the world suffering with this, and there are people that are fixed, they're traveling, you know, into these areas and helping these people. But there are people who are sitting on the internet in their mother's basement behind their keyboard saying, "Well, this isn't right. There was no medical records. They could have had diabetes. You know, they don't have all the tools. You know, they don't have the proper, you know, gauze. They don't have this. They don't have that." Well, yeah, they're in the. There's no like they can't just go to the corner drugstore and pick it all up. There is no drugstore. You know, oh, this is a good one. This is one of the lines here. Okay, this is good. Okay, okay. His videos all poverty-stricken, often children without their parents' permission. How do they know that there's no parents' permission? Or elderly who are led to believe that his group are medical professionals because of the fact they allow themselves to be referred to as doctors by the white lab coats they wear. It's like you just like you know you wear white so you can tell if you're dirty. You know, it's like, and when you're in the backwoods and a guy's got a scalpel and he's done this before and he's got some, you know, and he's got some Novocaine and he's got some peroxide and he's got clean sandals and, you know, a little bit of gauze and a white jacket on, that's the closest doctor you're going to find in the jungle. You follow me? It's like these people, yeah, I got to call 911 and get the jiggers removed. It doesn't work that way. But the problem is that they're complaining is that he's not being transparent. And then they say what his YouTube channel earns, which I was going to kick out of that one. You know, they go to Social Blade and say that he's making that much money. He ain't making that much money. You know, because Social Blade used to be, it used to be 50% accuracy. You know, whatever the number was. Like if it said $6,000 to $20,000 a month, then it, you know, you could basically say the channel made about 10. But now what I'm finding, if it says $6,000 to $20,000 a month, chances are he's making about 4,500, if he's lucky, because of the ad apocalypse thing that took place. So Social Blade is really broken on the earnings forecast. But there's a bunch of links, there's videos, and there's a channel specifically set up just to destroy him, which I feel sorry for the guy because if he really is doing something good, there's these haters out there, you know. But if you Google his name, there's lots of stuff out there, you know. You know, oh Vista, that's unacceptable. Without Western medicine, everybody should have Western medicine. Don't be so silly. There's like Western medicine was this since the beginning of time. Oh wait, it wasn't. Okay, it's like you got to admit that we've been there. There's a little bit of it's people are stupid, basically. You know. Anyways, this poor guy, he's having a hard time. He's actually removing jiggers out of people's feet, you know, and he is helping people. And there's a group of these social justice warriors, similar to the vegans that attacked us, probably, that feel that you know this is, you know what I mean? Like, oh, there's even a no ads YouTube thing. Oh, he's got a lot of haters, man. I'm just scrolling through the search results on his name, and he's got haters all over the place. People don't like him. That's one of them. It's amazing, right? Yeah. Oh, when did Social Blade here? Hang on. Social Blade. Yeah, see, 122,349 subs is what he had. He's gone. He got deleted. So I told him how to do the Twitter thing. Get his Twitter happening. You know. Okay, why is I'm having some kind of technical difficulty anyway. So that's my eyes are burning so bad this morning, folks. So I got up early because my plan was to spray with a hose um, and go do the garbage because I had my truckload of actually like all winter's feed bags in the truck, and Joey lets me take them to to town to his garbage because, well, I bought the stuff there. I think it's only fair that I could take it back there. You know, it's empty. It really doesn't matter. He's paying all these big town taxes. Saves me going to the local dump. So I whipped into town at like 6:15. Did that. Got rid of the feed bags. Unfortunately, our skid of feed that's meant for us was I'm down to 2 bags. I thought, oh well, I'm here. I'll pick up a skid of feed. And Joey says, no, you're not. It's buried underneath everything, and it was. So the I got to go back tomorrow probably and pick up the feed because I think I got 2 bags of feed left for the ducks. Speaking of that, I think we hit our target on the demonic 666 feed. Let me just take a look here, folks. I think we did. I got an email last night that yes, we did. We went $8 over. Right on. Thank you so much, everybody. Now we can forget about that. I don't have to talk about it again. Right on. Jennifer topped it off at the end with $75. Thank you so much. It's over. It's finished. We did it. Okay, perfect. I can now get back. So I can pick up the feed with a clear conscience tomorrow. And I don't have to whine when I'm picking the feed up. Oh, help me pay for last month's feed. We haven't even paid for last month, so I'm picking up feed this month. I don't have to do that now. Oh, I'm hoarse here. Oh, I got flagged on a video, folks. I forgot to tell you that. That's another thing I forgot to tell you. I got flagged. Can you say which one is it? Hang on. I tell you, you're not going to believe it. It was the live stream on what day is it? What day? Oh, they removed it finally. Okay, May the 13th. Egg Recon got flagged. But I'm just looking now, and it's been monetized. I couldn't believe it. May the 13th. Was that Sunday? Yeah, Sunday's live stream got flagged of the Egg Recon. They said it wasn't advertiser friendly. I couldn't believe it. I was like, who knows? You know, vegans, they're not like right upstairs. There's something wrong with them. There is. It's their way or you die. Ironic. Isn't that ironic? They want to save the lives of the animals, but you know, if you don't think their way, you should die. It's crazy. It is. The world's nuts, folks. It's nuts. I'm so tired from the crazy world. I don't know what it was flagged for, Plasma. I'm just telling you. I get the thing telling me I was flagged. You know. I'm just. They don't tell you anything, Plasma. It's just you're guilty of what? Well, we'll tell you never. You know what I mean? Like, and then you gotta. It's like we're gonna bring you up on charges. You gotta defend yourself. Well, can I have the charges so I can build a case to defend myself? No. Just tell us why you think you shouldn't be guilty. Of what? Just tell us what you think. Oh man, this is why the YouTube appeal process, the link's below. Don't forget to sign the petition for the YouTube appeals. It's got to get fixed. And poor Jim in Africa, he's discovering that right now too. I hope he gets his channel back. I hope he does the Twitter thing. I told him the team YouTube is the best bet. The appeal process sucks. He needs to get you know what they said? He showed his screen, one of his channels he's got, another channel that he shows the strikes before they took the channel down, and it was for removing jiggers, and they said it was violent content, violent and gore. Well, you're removing jiggers out of someone's foot. Yeah, it's going to be pretty gory. You know? That could be it, Beth. The dead duck. Someone flagged us because we found a dead duck in the barn. Do you believe it? Beth, that's right. We did find a dead duck that day, didn't we? Or did we? Or was that Saturday? Or was it Sunday? Was it Sunday we found the dead duck? I thought it was Saturday. Or maybe it was Friday. I don't know. I don't title them anymore to what the content is because I'm not psychic. I don't know what the live stream is going to be. And I don't go back and change the titles either. So, like, oh, we found a dead duck, because that would sort of ruin the live stream video, wouldn't it? You know, if you went back later, oh, how did he know he found a dead duck? This is live. It's like, what, did he plant the dead duck? Did he go in there, kill the duck the night before, put it there, and then with the live stream go in and, oh, look, I found a dead duck, and act all surprised? You know? Like be fake, fraudulent, that kind of thing. I don't know. But anyways, it got flagged. It was a day ending in Y. That narrows it down. That narrows it down a lot, actually. You know. Ten female geese so far. Are you sure? It's 10? I don't trust you. So that's 10 I've tagged. And there's 3 I haven't, which I know are 2 gray ones and honey. So that means we got 13 females plus tiny. So that's 14 females out of 22 geese. We got more females than males on the goose situation. That's a good thing, actually. Ironically, you know, I had to butcher that goose this winter. If he would have been nice, he could have stayed and had fun, eh? Oh, plus Lucy. Yes, that's 15. Forgot about Lucy Goosey. So think about it, that goose, so, and actually we're down to 21 geese because I had to put that one nasty goose down this winter that was beating up the other geese. So think about it. That one stupid Emdom, he could have had a real good life here, you know, because he could have been the king of the goose kingdom and had a whole bunch of geese ladies, extras for his friends, you know. So we got 10 tagged, 3 I haven't tagged, plus tiny. We got 15 females. That's a lot of female geese, folks. That is amazing amount of female, because you know female geese are the go-to geese. Anybody wants a goose, I always want the females. You know? That's tiny. You're thinking of TNT. So we got 15. And we got 21 birds. 15 females with 6 males. Are they lucky or what, eh? Okay, this thing bothered me this morning. Why is it digging into me? Okay, I got problems here this morning. Okay, TNT's trying to tell me something I don't understand. And the one that couldn't walk anymore that was floating on the Magoon. Don't know what you're talking about. It sounds a lot better, eh, when I wear the microphone on my neck. The other day I had to go into the video and I was like, oh, is it ever loud? I know what you're talking about, TNT. Oh, sorry, folks. I do not believe how tired I am. I gotta do food bank here this morning. It's raining, so I don't have to spray. Oh, you're quite welcome, Janie. No, thank you for watching. I'm just here to make it better for you. I'm sort of happy I don't have to spray. But if it rains, like they say, I can't let the ducks out because then they'll drill in the lawn. How many eggs am I bringing? That's the surprise for the egg delivery video. When you see the video of me going to the food bank, you'll know how many eggs I have. But it'll be a lot. Another big load. Oh, holy mackerel, folks. I'm so tired. It's like unbelievable. My computer's broke. um, um, what you call it, um, uh, the motherboard. Remember I told you my computer won't turn off? My motherboard's screwed. Dell actually got me to do a bunch of stuff. It wouldn't fix it, and now the Dell engineer goes, "Your motherboard is screwed." I just got they just replaced the motherboard, so and they're still trying to figure out why it keeps losing the internet. Through the logs, I sent all the logs, a gigabyte of information, and there's a lot of information here. I said, "Well, you want to record what I do here today," and so they're now confused. They're like, "We don't know what's wrong with your computer." I said, "Well, then why don't you just replace it?" "Well, we're trying to figure it out." "Well, if you're confused and you don't know what it is, then maybe you should replace it, you know? Oh, I'm dealing with that. It is very cool, Connie, how the ducks go in at night. I am blown away, folks. I never thought it would be, and it's only going to get easier, you know that? And faster. Like it's only going to get easier and faster. And it's going to be, I think, folks, I think this is what I think. I think that I'm going to be able to do it in the middle of the day, just for fun, you know? Just like that Russian video or the Ukraine video or whatever it was. Forget what it was. I had it sent to me by somebody a couple years ago. But I think I, I, I think it's going to be, I'm going to be able to go and like, okay, ducks, let's go. And they're going to be like, woof, right in. You know, I know ducks get into a habit and it's my voice, you know, because I live with the ducks. I'm like the duck guy, you know, that they're going to, it's going to get to the point. I know it's making my life easier right now. I can tell you that right now. It really is because last night I had supper and I washed my dishes. I put my dishes away and it was only 20 after 9. I had everything done. I was like, this is like so different. I'm not used to this type of life to be because no, honestly, folks, normally uh, this time of year because the ducks, you know, before used to like stay out till dark, and it was impossible to get them in the pen. Um, I would literally be eating supper at 10:30 at night. You know, and that's hard on your body eating supper at 10:30 at night. One, you're really hungry, and two, going to bed with a full stomach, it's not really a good sleep. So, so my ducks are making my life a little easier. So I'm looking forward to this to see on command that they go back in. It's really funny. I think it's hilarious, and it's amazing how fast it is when I start yelling at them. That you know, I waste more time walking around with the stream, locking the gates up and closing the barn door and everything like that. And then when I actually started, like last night, it was like 90 seconds. Boom, they were going in. You know, I I'm thinking that we're be able to. I'm going to be able to do a. I'm thinking that the day is going to come that I'm going to do a 30-second stream. I'm going to go. What I'm going to do one day. I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to go around. I'm going to get everything locked up, ready, and then I'm going to start the stream, stand in the yard, and just scream, and it'll be just boom. There you go. 30 seconds done. There's the stream. You snooze, you lose, you missed it. Okay, but I'm thinking that it's going to be some pretty fast. I'm literally not even going to be working anymore. I'll just be sitting back, yelling to the ducks. Okay, time to go in. Now we can just get them to come out and go to the Magoon. That's the. We're actually, if you think about it, folks, we're having a harder time getting the ducks to come out of the pen and go straight to the Magoon than we are going back into the pen. But honestly, I think the Magoon, once the grass starts growing up around the Magoon, and I got to get another bag of grass seed too. Um, I think once the grass starts growing up, and then there's something over there for them to nibble on, because the problem is that I'm watching them and they're leaving the Magoon, and well, one, they go out of the camera site and they're not even really far out of the camera. They're actually around the garden nibbling on the grass, and then they go over to the lawn and they're nibbling on grass. They're grazing is what they're doing. They're walking around grazing. and we need grass around the lagoon so they come out of the water and graze and go back in. So I need to get a little bit more grass seed to more grass seed. I can't believe that stuff's expensive, man. I can't believe the price of it. It's crazy. Oh, sectioning off part of the lawn area by the lagoon to broadcast peas and beans for the ducks and geese to harvest. Like plant peas and beans, you know how expensive that would be? And the plants would never be able to get any size because they would nibble on them while they were small. They would never amount to anything. I would have to section off a section until they grew big enough. And then it's like, it would be like, that would be a lot of work, Jill. A lot of work. The grass is easiest because they'll graze on the grass and the clover, you know. They'll nibble it right down. They'll be like cattle, is what they'll be like. Especially the geese. The geese really like it. Especially fresh little new grass growing up, which isn't a good thing. So, but as far as like vegetables, would never amount to anything. They'd be nibbling it all down. So, and that lawn over there is not like all around the lagoon, folks, is clay, rock hard. It's going to be hard grown grass there. Put it that way. Well, we need to get some we need to get some growth happening so it can penetrate. We need some moisture. Today is supposed to rain. It was sprinkling this morning when I went to town to take the garbage in. My windshield was getting sprinkled on, which I was really happy because I was so tired. My eyes were burning. I was like, oh, I can't stand out there this morning with the hose. But I was going to go out and give everything a squirt again, and because you need to keep the water squirting to it for the damp, so that so you can get the seeds to germinate. Topsoil, yeah, that would work. But do you know how expensive topsoil is? Like you could burn through to do that much area. I'm trying to think here. You don't realize how big of an area that is. That's like almost there's probably surface area. There's probably a full acre. There's probably about an acre of grass around the lagoon area. Yeah, there'd be at least an acre. So you'd be talking like $1,500, $2,000 worth of topsoil to cover that. Oh, good morning, Maggie. And that would be like that. And then you would have to time it right. You would have to get the topsoil down, get the grass seed, start watering it, and hope to God there's not a big rainstorm. Because if there was a rainstorm, all the topsoil would wash into the lagoon. So, you know, all the straw and poop I've been putting on the garden. But I have nothing though. No, I have no straw or poop. The barn is clean. The ducks are only in there to lay eggs. The barn's spotless, folks. Like nothing. It's amazing how clean the barn is. The ducks literally go in there, they eat, which ducks don't poop when they eat. They poop when they're drinking water. So they go in, they eat, lay their eggs, and then go get the water and make the mess over at the water station. And if I threw a straw and if I was started doing that, I would, if there was anything growing, I would smother it. Nothing, and then all the straw would wash into the lagoon. So that idea doesn't work. No, that's the problem. But don't forget, it's just bush here, folks. This is not a golf course. You know, this is bush. You got to remember that. This is bush. And the fact that I'm spreading grass seed in the bush is a little bit silly. But if it wasn't for the ducks, I wouldn't. I would just let Mother Nature grow up the weeds and everything like that. But we need it to grow up quicker. So unfortunately, we have to drop some coin on it, get the grass happening, so that the ducks and the geese have a reason to hang around. Because if it was all grass around the lagoon, the ducks would hang around there. because they're grazing. I'm watching them I'm just like every time I notice them disappear, that's what they're doing. They're walking around looking for things to nibble on because they can only swim for so long and they get bored. You know, like have you not noticed? Like when they go over there, their attention span is about 3 to 4 hours, and then they start leaving. That's what I've noticed, anyways. It's about 3 hours, 4 hours when they get in there. They do their swimming around, cleaning up, making love to each other or whatever they're doing, in the water, and then they leave, you know. So in the future, put the straw there so that it washes into the lagoon later. You're not making any sense, mother of many horses. If I do that, then the grass that grows up, I'm going to smother it and kill it. It's like if I start like if I did it in the wintertime, dragged it all over there and started spreading it all over the place. One in the spring is going to kill the grass. It's going to smother it, and then you have the washing effect. The spring runoff and rain that the straw goes into the lagoon, and then the lagoon will be full of straw, and then it becomes a toxic, rotting mess. You don't want to do that. You don't want stuff running into the water. It's not going to work. Topsoil is rude expensive. I have to buy some this year because I've got some patching to do here, but I'm waiting. I'm seeing I'm thinking one load I can fill all I need to do the patching. I got a patch, but it is expensive. I crap at the price. You buy gravel and it's like you laugh at the price. It's like, oh, it's only $300 for a truck. Topsoil, not like I have seen good topsoil the same size of a truck as a gravel load costs $1,000 for good screen topsoil. Oh, it's a premium item. Premium, and it don't go far when you start spreading it. It literally disappears. Oh, no, that's not dirt cheap at all, Duck Knight. It's and then finding good stuff. That's the problem. Is finding good stuff. There's lots of the crap topsoil out there, but finding the good stuff, aged, that's been turned, and that's not full of weed seed. So I've seen that too, where you get topsoil and it's so polluted with weed seed that like it's literally you're importing every weed you can imagine onto your property. That's why topsoil is expensive. They have to work it out so that one, they don't let the weeds grow on the piles. No. But Jill, it's clay, Jill. If I plant, it ain't gonna nothing. It ain't gonna grow. We're gonna be lucky if grass grows around the lagoon. Beans and peas, uh, and then the fencing. I just bought fencing. You know how expensive that is? I just bought like what was it? It was how much was it? $270 worth of fencing to keep them out of the lake. The topsoil. No, I'm spreading that in my lawn, Nancy. I spread a bunch last fall. Actually, half the pile I spread on the lawn last year. I'm not going to waste that around the lagoon. The lagoon's bush, folks. It's not. This is the lagoon is not like in a. It's not really like part of my lawn. You know what I mean? Like it's bush. The lagoon is in the bush. No, topsoil isn't technically compost. Topsoil is topsoil. Compost is rotted materials. But I'm going to spread my compost pile all over my lawn to help it recoup, grow back, recover. Got a lot of shoveling. Did a lot last year. I shoveled about half of it actually. filled in a lot of the destruction. Because what I did was I took the soil, the clay, muddy soil that Marshall's dug up, and I mixed it with the topsoil by hand. That was brutal, in the wagon, and then spread it around the yard to fill in holes. And it actually looks really good this spring. It's going to grow up good. Because last fall, when the ducks left, there was a ton of destruction in the yard from being locked in the yard so much because of the snapping turtle situation before the Magoon. The lawn was absolutely devastated, like destroyed, bad. So I didn't realize how bad it was till this spring yesterday when I was spreading the grass seed. I was like, holy mackerels, there's like, this is bad. Like they did a real big, big, big destruction job last year. I'm actually using a clover grass seed mix, rich roofer. 20% clover, 80% Timothy is what the mixture I'm using. And clover doesn't come back as strong as grass does. You can have winter die off with it, and then you get a lot of bare patches. Plus, you got to be careful with clover seed when you're throwing it. If too much lands in one spot, it'll smother itself out. Oh, I'm using a blend. Will I have to cut the brush? Nope. No, Connie. The swamp is being left. That's why the fence is up, to keep them out of there. So, Jill, Jill, there's no breaking up that clay. We are talking. It's like it would be so much work. Come on up and give me a hand here, and you'll see. It is when we dug the Magoon last year, Jill. It was all clay. That whole Magoon was a massive clay pit, and it is like it would be it would be it would be impossible to mulch breaks down to a minute in the soil. But but Jill, if I throw down mulch, I'm going to smother the grass seed. That's the problem, and then it's going to wash into the Magoon. We don't want the Magoon. Do we want the Magoon full of mulch? Because the Magoon's sides are all sloped to go into the water. So we just say to hell with it and let the Magoon get all polluted with mulch that washes down from the rain. Is that what we do? This clay is rock hard, man. It's pottery clay. And like I said, all I'm hoping for is that we get enough rain that the grass can penetrate and start growing. It'll never be lawn over there. It'll be bush. We just need some grass growing for the ducks. Oh. Terrace the edge of it? Oh, Jill, you have no idea how big this is. It would, you would, it's like, oh, yeah, this is not a backyard situation, okay? It's an acre of just Magoon. Like, you'd be working forever. And it's hard, heavy. Oh man, it's brutal, brutal stuff. It's mucky. It's like, it's bad. It's bush that we dug a hole in and made a Magoon. This isn't like a little 100-foot by 50-foot backyard. Actually, that'd be a big backyard. 50 by 50 backyard. Well, put it this way, it took 200 feet of garden hose to get to, not even, I couldn't even get around the thing with 200 feet of garden hose. 200 feet yesterday, folks. That's how much garden hose I strung out, and I still couldn't get around it. to give you an idea. You know, it'll get growing. It'll happen. We'll get grass happening. It'll start to grow up when the weeds start here. By this summer, folks will be looking at it and it'll be like, oh yeah, it's all green. Everything's green. It's looking good. And it won't take long for the weeds to come in. It won't take long at all, actually. And actually, I know somebody I could get a whole bunch of weeds from if I really wanted to pollute the weeds. You know, a permaculture project around the Magoon. Jill, you got big, big plans. It's a big, big job. There's lots of other big jobs to be done here. Um, that would be a big one. And then well, actually, the only way you could do it is this is how you would have to do it, Jill, just so you understand. Because it's water, you would actually have to put a barrier up all the way around the Magoon, okay? Just like when they're working in like ditches and that on the highway, and they put up that little black barrier and they stake it all the way around. So as soon as you stake it with the black barrier to stop everything from going in the water, guess what else can't get into the water? Any guesses what else can't get into the water once you put the barrier up so that you can do all this permaculture building along the soil? Any ideas what can't get into the water? Does anybody have any ideas what can't get into the water once you put the barrier up? The ducks, exactly, Maggie. Maggie gets a star. Um, so you put the barrier up so that you can do this permaculture idea of yours around it. And well, guess what? The ducks. Guess what, ducks? This year, I'm sorry, but you can't go in the water. uh, you're screwed. Well, we're gonna make it all pretty with some permaculture and do everything around the outside, and you know. Nancy, this ain't tillable stuff. Oh man, I'm telling you, this clay is not normal, not the kind of clay you think it is. This is the clay. Okay, there's different kinds of clay. Okay, there's clay that you can actually do a little bit of work with, and then there's the clay that's literally like cement. Okay, and it's a light gray color. And when it's wet, it's got that where you stick your shovel in it, and the shovel gets welded into the ground. That's the kind of clay that's here. Because when they dug it up last year, it is like it's not there's that dirty brown clay that's sort of like dirt, and then there's that light clay that's like it's well, when it dries, it's cement, literally cement. But when it's wet and you stick your shovel in it, you can't even pull your shovel back up because it gets sucked into it. That's the kind of clay. You ain't tilling it. You could run a tractor over it, and like if I had my neighbor's tractor with a rototiller, and you would probably, well, one, it'd be hard to get close to it because you couldn't get on the edges of it because it's too sloped for the to get to the water. But you would have to run over and run over and run over and run over and run over it. It would be like so brutal. And then the best thing you do is add some sand to it, and then you have to run enough sand, rototill that in, then some organic matter. It literally would be a giant soil building project, you know. You know, around the Magoon in the bush. This isn't a vegetable garden. My garden had lots of clay in it when I started. I added a lot of stuff to the garden, a lot of stuff to make the garden what it is. So, and lots of rocks with the clay. It was fun digging that. Hell, it was lots of fun. Those were good times. Oh, hand digging the garden with rocks and clay. I'm so glad that's my past, and I'm not doing that again. No, I'm so glad that I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. Okay, what are you talking about, plasma? Plasma's boiling orca to make it even thicker. Maggie, this is not a stew. A pickaxe would work. I'm not doing it. Oh, the Magoon's going to come alive this year, Maggie. Or Jill. You watch. You watch. You will be surprised what is going. The thing is, Jill, you got to remember, I'm living in the bush here, okay? And unless you work your property, Mother Nature takes it over pretty quick. It's pretty fast here, because you got to remember, everything that lives here, everything that grows here, is conditioned to grow in very short season. We don't have year-round growing here, so every plant, everything here, speed grows, and you will be blown away. You wait till July, you'll be going like, holy moly, man! Look at August. You're going to be going. It's going to be hard to believe in August that the Magoon was dug last year. Put it that way. You're going to be shocked. The amount of growth, weeds, everything coming up. Mother Nature's permaculture, uh, and probably all the grass seed that I threw down will be choked out by Mother Nature taking over. Wait till the weeds start blowing in. Next year it'll be even crazier. Next year will be absolutely nuts. Next year, so like it'll be, you won't even recognize it next year. You will not recognize anything next year because it'll be so grown up. Like this place, like if I know when I first moved here what it was like, and then I started slacking off in some areas, and it was amazing how fast it grew back. The swamp, you'll be blown away what the swamp does this year, how it comes back. I gotta get another. And and actually, if we start getting some decent rain, specifically light sprinkle rains, okay? If we start getting those um, on a regular basis and we get some growth happening here, you're going to be amazed on what it looks like in a month from now, actually. You like, what is this, May 15th? Oh, yeah, by the end of June, you'll be surprised. You'll be really surprised what it looks like here. You'll be amazed, actually, what it's going to look like here at the end of June. It grows fast. Things grow really fast. But I'm not worried about weeds because the ducks lead them. I want everything to grow around that Magoon. The more that grows, the better, because the ducks will nibble on everything. We need lots of stuff so to grow so that the ducks have something to nibble on over there instead of coming over here. Because the problem is right now there's nothing over there, so they're coming over here to nibble. They're over on the other side of the pen in the dark, or not in the dark. The computer just went off and went dark on me here on the chat window. Subconsciously, your brain's working here. I'm talking away, and then the screen went dark, and the word "dark" just appeared in my vocabulary there, in the dialogue. Um, yeah, they go over to the other side of the pen, between the pen and the bush, and nibble on the grass and weeds over there. So we need to get some weeds and grass over there. It's going to happen. Oh, we got lots of native weeds here. We're the land of native leaves, native weeds. I could import a lot of weeds too, as in native imports. I know a guy who's got skids of weed seed, but I don't want to import weeds. They can come here on their own. They will come here on their own. Like I said, you're going to be surprised. By the end of the year, it's going to be like, you look around like, my, ever nice and lush green. And then actually, one thing I'm going to do though is I got to put some more stone in my little overflow on the Magoon to bring the water level up a little bit. She's a little bit low. I need to put a little more stone. I had an idea yesterday of some of the stone from the duck pen, and build it up a little bit, because the stone is doing a really good job of trapping the dirt and it's making a natural dam. I'm really surprised how good the silt has built up, and actually a pretty good dam, folks. It's really good, actually. I'm shocked considering I put all the stone down there, and what it did. It made it pretty good. It's like I'm amazed. I'm happy with it, actually, but I want to bring it up a little higher. So I like to bring that up about 9 inches higher, the water level. You know, it was more Magoon silt, from the original. There's a lot that thing, it was pretty silty. Plus all the trenches, the silt from the trenches. Oh, so I'm going to do that. So you'll probably see me in the next couple of days wheelbarrowing some stone over there, building up the. Yeah, I am still planning on the bridges, Connie. I am still planning. No, I can harvest the silt. What? Get in there and dig. It's clayish, silty stuff. It's muck. You disappear when you're standing in it. I would have to wear hip waders to stand in the water to shovel it. Oh, would that be backbreaking? Shoveling mud. Oh my God, I would be so much pain to get that out. That would be brutal. And it's silty mud. Like it's muck. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. Hello, Inga. It's from their build, Duck Knight. Oh. Oh. Oh, folks. I can't believe how my eyes are burning today. I guess it's because I'm tired. Just a little fatigued today. I did go all weekend though. I got to take a break. Maybe I should take a day off, Like a real day off. Maybe I should do the food bank run and take a break. Why did you have an MRI? Is there something wrong with you, Inga? No, I have no interest in watching movies. I have more interest in closing my eyes and sleeping, is what I have more interest in. That's what interests me right now. Because my eyes are burning. You wouldn't believe my eyes right now. My body's telling me right now I'm tired. Do you think, James, leave it natural? I plan on leaving it natural. Well, I did the grass seed. Well, one, I want to slow down the erosion on the outside edges because it keeps collapsing. And I don't want all this stuff going into the magoons, so that's why I was spreading the grass seed specifically around the outside edges. We get some grass growing on the edge, get some roots happening. We'll stop the soil from falling into the water. There's something behind your eye. Oh no, I hope it's not serious. No, I don't have dry eyes. I have tired eyes, Connie. They're tired. They're not dry. I'm just tired. Like I really would just want to close my eyes and have a nap. But I gotta go do egg recon, and I gotta wash the eggs, and then I gotta load them in the car and go to the food bank. They open at 9 today for sure. Today they absolutely open at 9. Oh. But I don't have to rush there because I dropped off like those 1,100 eggs last weekend. So they got lots of eggs for today. So as long as I get there before noon, before they close. A varicose vein? Well, hopefully it's something simple like that. Marvin, I don't know. I don't. You should take care of it. I Jen say out of experience. If you positive it to me, go blind. Just I don't know. That must be another language. I'm not getting it. And something about burn, take a nap. I do, Marvin. You got to slow down. I'm gonna just see if Google Translate knows what that is, because I'm having a hard time. Oh, Google Translate does say it's something. No, it says it's English to English is the translate option when I do it, Marvin. I'm sorry, I don't understand you. Oh, you're on the phone that speaks to text. It ain't working, Marvin. The phone speak to text, it's really bad. I'd be getting a new program. If you're paying for it, cancel. It's a bad app. uh, it's speech to garble garble. That's what it is. Right? Exactly, Inga. I don't have it. I got that. I don't have it. I got that. That is a bad translator or speech to text. That's really bad. Maggie, you could be our official translator. But he didn't say he. He said I don't have it. Not he doesn't have it. Or you're just doing like a third party thing, translating. It must be an Apple product. Oh, folks, too funny. All right, I gotta go. Oh, I gotta have my breakfast. I picked up some apple, or not apple. See, Plasma just said applesauce. No, I picked up some maple syrup this morning when I dropped off the garbage because Joey was selling maple syrup at his place that he made himself this year. Because he has a sugar bush, so I picked up some of Joey's maple syrup. So I'm thinking I might have that instead of my eggs, but I really like eggs. But I'm thinking maybe some pancakes with maple syrup, since I know a guy that's got a whole bunch of pancakes frozen. Oh, I'm gonna say goodbye, and I'll talk to you later. Yes, it is gonna be yummy. I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna have. I'm still the jury is out on this yet. I haven't totally decided, but I'm thinking after I do the food bank run, I think I'm going to take the rest of the day off today because I'm thinking that's why my eyes are burning. My body's telling me I'm tired and to take a little bit of a rest, a break, a nap, or whatever you want to call it. Uh, because I'm trying to think when was the last time I took a day off. I can't remember the last time I took a day off. Actually, I'm trying to think. Oh, yes. Oh, I forgot to tell. I got news for you. The other night when the streams went down and there was no streams here, I totally forgot to tell you yesterday when I discovered this. What happened was the night before, it was about 9:15. I don't know exactly the time, but it was around that time. We had a power surge here, and all the power went out, but it came right back on. But it was some kind of flicker happened, and I never even thought about it. I saw everything, all the lights go off, everything went out, and then the internet still stayed on. I thought okay, but because I was actually watching TV or watching the internet, and no, I don't have TV, but I was watching the internet on my TV. Anyways, and it still kept going. TV came back on. Oh, I'm still going, and everything's fine. And I went to bed. And I woke up in the morning, and everything was down. And I was like, whoa, oh, that was scary, folks. I opened up my browser, and it shows no live events. What was my first thought that ran through my head? I got terminated again. So that was bad. I was like a little bit stressed out when I opened up the page, my event manager, and it showed all the streams were gone, and I was like just a little bit panicked. So then I thought, okay, this is strange. So then I tried to go to my router, went on my to see the encoders, and I couldn't get to the encoders. None of them. And I was like, oh, that's my network. Went down in the barn, and I guess when the power surge happened the night before, it tripped the ground fault, which there's a one circuit down there in the barn that's on a ground fault, which I gotta change it because it does this all the time to me. It trips, shuts down the switch down there, and that switch in the barn runs all the streams down in the barn and the tower and everything. So that's what happened. That's why there was no streams the other night, is because we had a surge roughly 9:15 that night, and it took everything down. And I didn't truly figure out what the problem was till like 7:30 in the morning. So that's why. Okay, just so you know. because I never explained why there was nothing here all night. So that's what happened. Okay, and that's why poor Marvin had to redo all his work because I had to restart all the streams, and then it all became new URLs. That's why, Marvin. That's what happened. Okay, so normally those streams I would not touch, I would not change, but it was the power. We had a power problem. So I think I gotta do something about that, as in change the ground fault plug and put a battery pack down there. I'm thinking that's what's gonna. I think I'm gonna have to splurge and get a battery pack for the barn so that that doesn't happen when the power fluctuates. It's the only thing that it has a surge protector, but it doesn't have a battery pack. That's the only thing. Everything else has battery packs here so that the internet stays up when that happens. But the last, like, so a chain is only strong as its weakest link. Okay, and the crazy part is my whole internet system here for to do this live streaming, I have battery packs all the way through the chain. Like everywhere there's battery packs, so everything runs. And the very last link, which is the router in the barn, no battery pack, which is the last link that connects all the live streams. So um, I think it's something that I might have to address. Oh, anyways, I know, but I'm working like I ran out of battery packs because all the battery packs I'm using are actually from my old business that I rebuilt them. I put new batteries in them and refurb them, I guess you could say. So I don't have any more battery packs, so I actually have to go buy one. So that's the deal. That's the deal, folks. So I'm going to say goodbye, and you will see egg recon unless it starts raining. If it starts raining, there will be no egg recon, which you will know. And if it starts raining, I'm not letting the ducks out because I don't want the ducks to be drilling in the yard, especially after what I did yesterday here, trying to repair the yard. So basically what's going to happen this year, if it rains, ducks don't get out because they will do nothing but destroy rain, and Matt's got burning eyes, so we don't know what's going to happen.